Saudi coalition transfers Yemeni prisoners as part of truce. The Red Cross says that 117 Yemeni prisoners held by the Saudi-led coalition have arrived in the southern port city of Aden as a truce deal between the warring parties entered its second month. 3:30. Sana'a, Yemen. 3 planes carrying 117 Yemeni prisoners held by the Saudi-led coalition landed Friday in the southern port city of Aden as a truce between the country's warring parties entered its second month, the Red Cross said. The Saudi-led coalition fighting in Yemen announced last week that it would release 163 prisoners to its rivals, the Iran-backed Houthi rebels, in support of a ceasefire agreement between the warring sides. The agreement, brokered by the United Nations, aims to pave the way to an end of Yemen's 8-year civil war. The Houthis, however, denied that most were war detainees. In a statement, the rebels' prisoner affairs body said that only 5 of the group were prisoners of war. Among the returned were Yemeni fishermen and 9 foreigners of African nationalities who had no affiliation with the Houthis, it added. Abdul Malik al-Ajuri, a member of the Houthi body known as the National Delegation, tweeted that the men who were returned were Yemeni laborers who were arrested while working in Saudi. He did not offer any evidence to back up his claim. The International Committee of the Red Cross, which facilitated the repatriation, said in a statement that it had interviewed the detainees before they traveled to verify their identities and confirm that their wish was to return to Yemen. It was unclear how the prisoners would make their way from Aden back home, to rebel-held North Yemen. Aden, in the country's south, is controlled by Yemen's internationally recognized government. We are pleased to see that humanitarian considerations are being prioritized for the sake of the families, said Katarina Ritz, head of the ICRC delegation in Yemen, said in a statement. Videos aired on the Saudi-owned Al Arabiya news channel showed men dressed in white robes getting off a Red Cross airplane and holding flowers inside the Aden airport. The truce, which went into effect on April 2, is the first nationwide ceasefire in Yemen in 6 years. It came amid concerted international and regional efforts to find a settlement to a conflict that has devastated the Arab world's poorest country and pushed it to the brink of famine. But the full agreement has yet to be implemented. In late April, the warring sides failed to operate the first commercial flight in 6 years from the rebel-held capital of Sana'a as agreed under the truce. Houthi and coalition authorities have reported almost daily violations of the ceasefire, especially around the government-held central city of Marib, which the Houthis have attempted to seize for over a year. The UN envoy to Yemen, Hans Grundberg, welcomed Friday's release of Houthi detainees by the Saudi-led coalition, as well as earlier detainee releases by the Houthis. However, he also called on both sides to make plans for a larger prisoner exchange stipulated under the ceasefire agreement. Yemen's conflict erupted in 2014, when the Iranian-backed Houthis seized Sana'a, and forced the government into exile. The Saudi-led coalition entered the war in early 2015 to try restore the government to power. The conflict has in recent years become a regional proxy war that has killed more than 150,000 people, including over 14,500 civilians. It has also created one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world.